Might as well start because you are so hardworking, Hannah, that you warned me that by 8:30 you better go off to work.
Yeah, so today I have about 30 minutes only.
Remind me who Hannah is, the one I'm interviewing today.
So Hannah currently a water engineer
Yes.
working for an NGO in northern Uganda. Her background is in chemical and process engineering, and in the next 5 years, she sees herself becoming a water supply and distribution expert within Uganda, and hopefully pursuing career opportunities with other organizations, probably also government.
Tell me something. Hello, Hannah. You are telling me
Yes.
chemical engineering. To me, that
Yes.
takes me back to a subject called chemistry. And to me, it takes
Yes.
me to reality of today or a few years back that sciences are not necessarily the easiest, and chemistry among them is not necessarily the easiest. And ladies, I am told, they commonly don't go in the direction of sciences and no chemistry. Tell me how you got to love chemistry.
So my love for chemistry began in high school. We used to take a number of subjects, both in the arts and the sciences. So in the sciences, we took physics, chemistry, biology, and math. And then in the arts, we took history, geography, literature, and English. So my interest in chemistry began in high school with under the tutorship of one of my chemistry teachers. He was called Mr. Bakebwa. He used to like taking us to the laboratory for our lessons. I remember at first I used to wonder why, because all the other lessons were conducted in class. But I used to see how he conduct the experiments. I remember one experiment in particular where he was reacting potassium with water. Potassium is a group 1 element and it's very reactive. So the laboratory actually almost exploded.
Oh.
And I liked seeing it was very interesting to see that you mix two compounds which on their own are very stable, but when you combine them together, they form something which potentially
Hannah, are you telling me that actually the explosions of chemistry and actually the, can I say, non-theoretical part, but we are seeing vividly things happening, is that part and the parcel of what made you get interested?
Yes, exactly. So I was seeing this happening in real life. I was not reading it in a textbook or hearing it from the teacher's mouth. And for me, interacting with elements and compounds and mixtures on a physical and tangible level, there's a way it excited me and made me feel like I was a part of something that was revolutionary, something that was that could be seen with the eye.
I think I get you. I think I get you. Let me take you further. I know that your dad, engineer who?
David Kasule.
Yes, David Kasule is also an engineer. Would you say that he also motivated or forced you into engineering?
So he didn't actually force me into anything.
Yeah.
I think I was inspired by him, because he has been an engineer for about 35 years. I think they're coming to 40 years. And I've really watched him ever since I was young. He's the one who used to build and fix things in the house. and generally solve issues that we had, let's say with water or with the construction or with anything to do with water. It would be the hand to fix. So I enjoyed watching him solve problems, and it inspired me to also want to become a practical problem solver when I grew up. So I think that was the motivation for me.
I get you. Yes, I get you. I get you. Now, in the career guidance, we also normally preach that before you choose one, you hope and pray that you have known different careers at as low a level as possible. Tell me, you can't tell me that in your P3, let me take you to maybe senior 1, senior 3. How much of different careers did you know? Or did you know chemical and process engineering?
So when I was much younger, I didn't know about chemical engineering specifically, but I knew that the different kinds of professions that are common within our country, like being an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant or a teacher. And when we got to high school, the teachers would provide some sort of mentorship to us also as well. Plus, now if you want to be a doctor, you have to move towards these particular subjects. If you want to be an engineer, you have to move towards these particular subjects. But for the first 2 years of high school, we actually weren't allowed to choose any subjects. We had to take all the different subjects. So within those years, I think one would be able to figure out that, I like this one, or I can't handle the other one. So I think that's the kind of exposure you're talking about.
Yes.
That kind of possibility of exploring different kinds of concepts and ideas and to see which ones align very well with your interests and your strengths.
Yeah.
And then, from then on, you're able to say, okay, now I want to move into the direction of medicine. Or maybe I want to be a lawyer. Or I think I'm going to be a lawyer.
Yes, I understand you. Hannah. Now, right now, it's around a few minutes past 8 and you are up in the district of Madi Okoro very early in the morning. Maybe some of your friends here in Kampala are also basking and waiting for the bustle of Kampala, the beauty of Kampala, but you are far out there in the field. Isn't it boring?
I think it's a matter of perspective, because when you come here, you can't be looking at everything that's different from what you've been having in your home. This kind of work is designed to push you out of your comfort zone. It's designed to help you become a better engineer. We are exposed to a lot of challenges within that field that help us really build valuable experience. So I don't look at the fact that this place is far from home and maybe I don't have good network or maybe I don't have this or that. I really try to focus on why I'm here and what I want to achieve from this place. So I think that's what keeps me going, even though I face a number of challenges in this kind of environment.
Okay, that brings me then to the next question, because to a layman, or even if some of us who have studied engineering of different sorts, they tell us that your type of engineering relates to the design, operation, and optimization of industrial processes, where chemical, physical, and biochemical transformations of material and energy are carried out, focusing on raw materials, processes and equipment, design and operation, safety. Clearly a mouthful. Never mind what I've talked about, it's quite a mouthful. But imagine you are talking to your aunt or an uncle down there in the village. Tell me, how does what you've studied relate to improving the life of others around you? Maybe you can tell me exactly what you're doing and how it relates to improving the life of others.
So, chemical engineering is basically.
No, I want to hear what you are doing now, whether it is helpful to society or not.
Or you want me to talk about what I'm doing?
Exactly, and relate it with the whether it is helpful, whether it is destroying society. What is it that you're doing that touches the lives of our people, our aunties, our uncles?
So right now the work I'm doing is it's in water supply, distribution and treatment. So I'm working in a refugee settlement where we supply clean water to refugees from South Sudan, Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, and other neighboring countries that have conflict. So when they come here, the refugees, they need access to basic services like they need water, they need food, they need shelter. So we are hired for the water aspect to ensure that when they are here, they have access to safe water that they can use to survive. Now, as to how my degree relates to the work I'm doing, chemical engineering is about designing and optimizing industrial processes. But I think much more simply put,
I think, Hannah, I don't want to go into the definition because it is very complicated. But you've told me that the refugees are having an advantage, you being out there, because your degree you are utilizing it to give them clean water. Did you say?
Yes. So as a chemical engineer, the relevance of my degree is to make sure that the water will keep them safe. And for it to be safe, it has to be treated before it reaches.
Treatment of the water.
As a chemical engineer, I have to make sure the water is adequately chlorinated, because here we use chlorination systems. I have to make sure that it is free of any microorganisms which make them sick. And this has to be done on a daily basis. I have to ensure that Hannah, sorry, let me disturb you. Let me let's keep it at that, because I don't want to take you back to the classroom. But you have explained that you are really helping the communities to get clean water where there are organisms or tiny bits of life that we don't want to drink, or that you get rid of. Now, remind me, at HSC, what are the subjects that you took in order to get to this type of chemical and process engineering? Okay, so during my A-levels, the required subjects for pursuing a degree in chemical engineering are mainly physics, chemistry, and mathematics. So I knew I wanted to move into that kind of field, that kind of specialization in engineering. So during my A-levels, the subjects I chose.
Chemistry, physics, and mathematics. At O-level and O-level, what are the subjects that you do advise someone to concentrate on? Are there a few subjects or all the subjects?
So during the first 2 years of high school, I would advise someone to be open-minded and not focus too quickly. I would encourage them to try to pick interest in all the subjects to see if it's really what they want to do. I wouldn't advise someone to choose what they want to do too early on when they have not yet discovered themselves fully. But in during S3 and S4, that's when I would advise someone to now, if they see themselves becoming a scientist of some sort, or an engineer or a doctor, I I would advise them to try to start focusing on the science subjects. Try to make sure that they're performing in those subjects, and to try to make sure that they are getting good grades, because that will help them in anything. To really understand the concepts and get acquainted with them, because they are very useful. Even actually the work I do today, sometimes they still use some of those concepts.
Oh, I am so glad to hear that. Now, Hannah, as a young lady, you know there are so many ladies out there. Some are actually still at P6 or P7, but there others are in senior 1. And if they are looking at you, this picture, with the bush background behind you, and they are scared that, oh, we don't want to be out there, tell me, what encouragement would you give to the young ladies to do similar subjects or a similar profession?
The advice I'd have to young girls who want to pursue this profession is to be brave. Bravery is the most important part for women, especially in this kind of work. Because while there's been a lot of progress on ensuring that there are a good number of girls in this field, there are a lot of campaigns encouraging girls to pursue science careers. There's still a gap that needs to be filled, and that materializes when in the field where I work. Sometimes there's a bias that Hannah is a girl and I can't do this one, and I can't do the other one. And you just have to put all those comments or anything behind you. Try to be ambitious and aggressive with the career you want, because you'll face it because you are a woman, which is unfortunate, but the challenge is there. But you have to continue to be brave and take up space and give your ideas boldly and ambitiously, and eventually you'll be successful.
Thank you very much, Hannah. Now, you had already alerted me early in the morning that you are out in the field, far out there in the northern part of Uganda, Mukono, and by 8:30 you want to be off to do your work. The work that is related to chemistry. Chemistry is a subject that is not very, very easy for many of us, or many people out there. But you've encouraged us to attempt, because it assists our society. I would like to thank you, and I would like us to end there. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day and life.
All right. Thank you so much, Engineer, for the interview.
Bye.